Hey guys, it's Torterrid, coach of the TerraTorts, and this is week 8 of the CNL, so this is the last week of the regular season. This week we're against Mud and the Las Vegas Corviknights. As usual, it's my team on the left, opponent's team on the right, and yeah, let's get into the matchup. First of all, looking at his team, looks like someone managed to get their team's mascot, unlike me, but anyway, actually looking at the team, the first thing that jump out at me is Great Tusk is a huge threat, mainly because my best mon Terrapagos is weak to fighting, so you know, this guy killed this guy. And then, as well, just get moves to hit a lot of my team, because my team's very ground weak as well as ice weak. If we have a look at the matchup, you know, I've got a lot of ground weaknesses. Granted, a few of these are my Terra Captains, but I've also got quite a few ice weaknesses in like Landorus and Latias being like two of my best mons. So, Great Tusk with like Ice Spinner, Headlong, or Earthquake, and then like Fighter move for Terrapagos. And then last move, just like Spin or Knockoff looks really tough into my team. And as well as looking at his team, Great Tusk has been his MVP. It's currently the second like kill leader, just behind Terrapagos. So it's a sort of battle for who's going to be the kill leader, or well, the MVP of the season. So a lot on the line here. But other things that jump out at me is Baxcalibur is very scary, and he's also got like a good bulky core and Corviknight, Glow King. And then his Terra Captains here, I don't think are the scariest Terra Captains. Like, especially, I've already fought a few fast electric Terra Captains, like a Jolteon and like an Electrode. But I could see Toadscruel being a bit annoying, just being like bulky and spamming like Spore or Leech Seed and that sort of thing. But yeah, looking at his team at a glance, my first thought was immediately looking at the normal resists and going, wow, there's not many, there's just Corviknight. He does have Terra Steel as an option for his Toadscruel, and I do expect that to come, just to give him like another normal resist. But overall, normal goes crazy here, and spoiler alert, I'm going to be bringing Terra Starstorm Flamethrower coverage, because Flamethrower hits Corv, and then Terra Steel Toadscruel, and then Terra Starstorm hits everything else really hard. What else on the team is, the team looks like it's fairly weak to rock. So, you know, we've got three rock weaknesses there in Bax, Staraptor, and Magmortar. And his only rock resists are Toadscruel, which is going to Terra out his type to probably not resist rock. Well, unless it's steel, actually. But it's either going to Terra out of its rock weakness or just, Terra out of its rock resistance. I'm keeping that in the video. I've re-recorded this too many times. Or it'll just become neutral to it. So that only leaves Great Tusk as zero rock resist, which is weak to Psychic. So Boulder here looks quite strong. Other things I'm noticing is Electric looks fairly decent to this team, into like Corv, Staraptor, Gren. Fairy's pretty good, into like Tusk, Gren, and Bax. And other than that, yeah, Ground looks alright. Hits Glow King and just hits a lot of his like top 4 mons neutrally. Obviously Corviknight and Staraptor are immune, but also hits Mag and Raichu before it Terras, which is pretty good. But yeah, normal rock look really good in here. Fairy and Electric look nice, as well as Dragon, because Dragon is only immunity is Gramble, which I don't expect to come. And then there's Corviknight, which again is his only Dragon resist. So Dragon's really spammable here. And Psychic would be really nice for Tusk, so Latias I'm sort of thinking looks nicer. But yeah, let's get into the actual team. So first of all, we've got Choppleberry Terrapagos here. And you can probably guess the reason with Chopple is so we can try and set up in front of Tusk. So if Tusk hits us with like a close combat or like a rapid spin, breaks our Terra Shell, we rapid spin, we're faster than him. Then we live another hit, we Calm Mind. Like, he close combats, we Calm Mind, we live the close combat, he drops Spit F, and then at +1 and him at -1, we just nuke him with Starstorm, is basically the plan. And along with that, also lets us live like a Staraptor close combat, or like a Gren low kick, which I could sort of see coming, just because low kick into me would be a good bring, just to hit Terrapagos, as well as like lets his Gren hit my Empoleon pretty hard. But yeah, Terrapagos, it's going to do what it's done every week. It's going to spin, it's going to Calm Mind, and it's going to try and get a sweep off. Next we have is specially defensive, well, mixed defensive Scizor. So Scizor defensively here I thought looks quite good because it's one of the few mons that resists Ice and Dragon, but also isn't weak to ground. So it can live hits from Baxcalibur fairly easily, even at +1 it'll always tank at least a hit or two. And we've got Adamant Nature here, just so our Bullet Punch will do a bit more damage to Bax. And we also have AV because, similarly to how we dealt with the Jolteon in week 2, and tried to deal with the Electrode in week 4? Yeah, week 4. Especially defensive Scizor with Bullet Punch is very nice since like Terra Fairy, Fast Electric Terra Captains that sort of Terra Fairy to try and hit stuff. Scizor just tanks it with AV and just Bullet Punch kills it. U-turn is a very nice pivot move. I don't know why I keep switching, I can just do this. So, here we are, that's a bit better. So, U-turn, just nice pivot move, I like having my pivots. We can U-turn on the Raichu if it's going to switch and not want to take a Bullet Punch. We can tank it from Gren and U-turn on it. Just nice positioning. Dual Wing Beat, I quite like here because just lets us do a lot of damage to Great Tusk. So Dual Wing Beat to like offensive Great Tusk or 2-shot. But if it's like if it's like Rocky Helmet, it's a bit of a problem. But as long as it's not Rocky Helmet, Dual Wing Beat does a lot to Tusk because it gets Technician boosted. So it's technically like 120 base power flying move. And the last move we've got here is Counter, just because this is mainly for like Bax. Because even though it's weak to Bullet Punch, because it'll have the Snow defense boost from the Glow King, Bullet Punch really doesn't do that much to Bax. It still does a good chunk, but not enough to like threaten it and kill it, type of thing. So we've got Counter in case if Bax is D-danced, we can live like a Glaive Rush or an Icicle Crash or whatever, and we can counter and just kill it basically. As well as Counter's nice to sort of surprise like a Domfan or a Staraptor. It's just nice to surprise one of these like physical attackers and maybe just get like a cheesy kill off. And then just get some Bullet Punch chip on another mon before going down. Next one we've got is we are running Iron Defense Body Press Rhyperior. So the reason we've got this is because if we get rid of these special attackers, so like Glow King, Gren, Mag, Raichu, Toedscruel, if we sort of left with these sort of like Great Tusk, Bax, Corv, these like Staraptor, these more physical attacking based mons. I mean obviously Corv's more defensive, but if he's left with just the physical attackers, Rhyperior can just kind of win. Because he can Iron Defense on Domfan and Bax for free with Terra Fairy. Gives us a nice fight and resist, nice Dragon immunity to stop him spamming Glaive Rush. Terra Fairy, Terra Blast, again, looks incredible here. And then Body Press is good to just destroy Bax and Gren. And this mon is just like pretty much impossible to break on the physical side, which is very nice. It's just a nice, just stop all the physical attackers. Like even if he brings like Gunk Shot on Gren because it's physical move, it'll basically bounce off, especially with Solid Rock. And also we've got 4 speed here just because we naturally outspeed Glow King. So Glow King wants to come in and try and use like a Sludge Bomb, we outspeed it, we just Earthquake nuke it. But yeah, this mon in my testing was like very sort of a backbone of the team, just helps stop Tusk and Bax mainly. Next one we've got an interesting boulder set here. We have Iron Defense Weakness Policy. And the reason I went for this over like a more typical like Sword Stance sub set is looking at his team, and from my testing I was going, there's not much that Boulder can safely Sword Stance on. Like we can Sword Stance on like what? Glow King, Corv, and maybe Staraptor. But overall, this team just has too many offensive threats that just threaten Boulder. So what the plan is this comes on either like a Bax, a Great Tusk, a Corv, or even a Gren. But more the physical ones. I come in on that, Iron Defense on them, live like an Earthquake, or like a Knockoff, or that sort of thing. We get our Weakness Policy up, and then we basically just spam Mighty Cleave. Because Mighty Cleave in this team is incredible. Zen Headbutt lets us destroy Tusk. I think it'll 2-shot pretty much every variant of Tusk. And if it's took like a good amount of chip and it's offensive, it can do like a solid 70-80%, I believe. And then we've just got Earthquake just because this hits King along with like Magmortar and Raichu pretty hard. It means I don't have to Mighty Cleave Magmortar and risk getting Flame Body, which is quite nice as well. And with this speed, we outspeed his entire team unless it's like a Scarf Gren. But other than that, yeah, this mon's fast and it looks pretty nice here. Because after its last battle where it finally put in work, I'm hoping it sort of starts a bit of a Boulder streak. Next one we've got is Soldu Latias. And the reason we got this is because, again, Dragon's team, insanely spammable. His only resists is Corviknight, which we have T-Bolt for. And also T-Bolt is not bad for like Gren and Staraptor. And then we have Mist Ball to just nuke the Tusk. And with Soldu, these Dracos and Mist Balls are going to hit very hard. And Recover just gives us some nice longevity in case, you know, if this comes in against like King just spamming like Sludge Bombs and that. If we get poisoned, just lets us keep this Mon alive and just keep spamming hits with this Mon basically. This Mon's also fairly decent into Tusk, just because like it's resist fighting, immune to ground, so we could switch in. But obviously Tusk could have knockoff or Ice Spinner, which can sort of be some trouble. But yeah, this speed is at 330 lets us outspeed Staraptor and Toedscruel. I could have went for enough speed to outspeed Raichu, but, well, not to speed tie Raichu, but I thought, first of all, I don't predict Raichu coming. I also don't think Raichu's particularly great into me, especially because I already have Scizor. It's like a good Terra Fairy Raichu answer. But this bulk allows us to live just like a Baxcalibur Ice Shard, effectively. I think it lets us live a +1 Ice Shard, I believe. So I was like, I'd rather have Raichu. I'd rather not have to risk a speed tie with Raichu and just outspeed everything else and guarantee live a Bax Ice Shard at +1 than die to a Bax Ice Shard and have to risk the speed tie with Raichu if it does come. But yeah, this one was very nice. It's very just consistent, good damage spreader. And the last one we got is Shuckerberry and Polion with sort of a all over the place EV stat. So with these EVs, we will live a +1 Bax Earthquake, and Flash Cannon into Vacuum Wave will always kill Bax, as long as it's not like bulk investment, but I'm sort of expecting he's going to be D-Dance. I'm pretty certain he's going to be D-Dance. He could mix me up and pull like a Choice Band or something, but either way, we live like a Choice Band Earthquake anyway. And Flash Cannon into Vacuum Wave will always kill Bax. Along with that, Flash Cannon's very nice into Gren. Just gets a nice bit of chip on Gren before it's Protean, or I mean, it could be Battle Bond, but either way, it's a nice Gren answer. We've got Flip Turn, it's just a nice pivot move. We can Flip Turn like a Tusk that tries to switch in, or it just gives us, again, with Scizor, a nice bit of positioning, which I quite like. And then Roost, we've just got for a bit of longevity, so if this is stuck in like a long fight with, like, I don't know, the Slowking or the Magmortar, just gives us that nice Roost to just keep a nice bit of longevity, similar to the Latias. And then we'll also live, like, it's a bit awkward that with Tusk, if it close combats, it'll kill us, but if it, like, Earthquake or Headlongs, will live, just because the Shucker. But the Shucker, as well as Bax, also just lets us eat, like, a Toedscruel Earth Power pretty easily. But yeah, this functions as, like, a nice, like, good into Gren and Bax check, while also offering a bit of utility against, like, Toedscruel and nice bit of pivoting. But yeah, that's my team builder for the last week of the final season. And yeah, we'll cut right to the battle now. Right, let's go. Alright guys, we're here with the battle. So for this week, you might notice a little different. This is actually post-con, mainly because my audio kind of messed up. If I just turn the audio on for a sec, I'll just go quiet for a sec, which is nice. So I'm expecting Muck just come in, spam knockoff, get rid of items. Yeah, there's two of me talking. I'm going to turn that off now. Yeah, there's two of me talking in that. It's somehow got the audio from like two different things. Yeah, that doesn't sound great. So for a bit of a change, we're going to have to do post-con. So, and hey, we'll see how this goes. So he ends up leading Toedscruel, and I decided going for a Scizor lead, mainly because Scizor as a lead is fairly safe and good into every mon he's got. So pretty much I can live a hit off anything and just U-turn to get a nice bit of switch initiative. And if he led Bax or Tusk, I could get a nice counter off or a dual wing beat. So in my head I was thinking, you know, Scizor is a very safe lead, and if I don't like the lead I can just U-turn. So here I'm just sort of debating, do I want a dual wing beat or do I want a U-turn? I decided to go for the U-turn because I want to sort of save revealing the dual wing beat for that Great Tusk. And I also sort of expect the Totodile to switch out because I'm a Scizor and I have stab U-turn. I was also somewhat expecting him to Terra there, but maybe he just didn't want to reveal the Terra or just blow it too soon. And let it be known, before the game started, I called the exact 6 he was going to bring. I said Glowking, Corv, Tusk, Bax, Gren, and then Toedscruel. I did predict the wrong Terra type of Toedscruel, but other than that, I'm a fortune teller out here. I'm sad that's gone in the live commentary, but here I decided to go into my Latias because I took a second sort of switch there because I was sort of calculating what this Corviknight is based off that 4 U-turn damage, and it is max health, max defense almost. So I U-turn to my Latias and go for a T-Bolt. He makes a great play and ends up switching into his Glowking to scout for the T-Bolt. Here I'm just sort of calculating how much T-Bolt did and going, oh, this Glowking doesn't have that much Smith F. Like, for a Glowking, that did a fair chunk. And Mist Ball here does around 40-ish. And I'm calculating going, I live an Ice Beam off him, so if he wants to Ice Beam me and I Mist Ball him, I also have the chance to get a special attack drop with Mist Ball. So I'm just thinking I'll just spam Mist Ball here, unless he wants to risk going hard Gren. He makes an excellent play here, tanks the Mist Ball and gets a T-Wave on me. That's something I wasn't expecting. And that makes my Latias a lot worse in this matchup. Granted, it does have a few benefits of, now this is sort of like a perfect Toedscruel switching. Immune to ground, resist grass, and now it can't be spored. And I can still bring this in on Corviknight and scare Corv out. So, not the worst thing, but it is kind of annoying now, because now, you know, Bax and Great Tusk will both like outspeed my Latias. But at this point, I'm just going, he doesn't want to eat another Mist Ball and let his Glowking die. So I'm going to Draco, because Draco hits everything except Corv. And I don't think he's going to go hard Corv, because he's just seen I have T-Bolt. If he goes hard Corv, that's an insane play. But in my head, I'm going, Draco hits everything but Corv. So there's a 5 out of 6 chance I just Draco and either dent him on or get a kill here, which looks very good. Or get parried, bear in mind. If I get parried this turn, that would kind of suck. But yeah, I Draco here. He goes into the backs and we land it. And here in the live commentary, I popped up. I was like, yo, Bax is gone. No, Bax is huge. That's the best reenactment I can sort of do for it. But yeah, that was a very aggressive play on his part, and it really did not pay off. He got very much punished for it. But after that, he goes into his Gren here, and even though my Latias is paralyzed, I don't want to eat a Dark Pulse. I don't want to lose my Latias. This is like an incredible Toedscruel answer, so I'm sort of thinking of what's my best switch in here. And I decided to go into my Empoleon, because Shuckerberry Empoleon is not as important now because Bax is gone. So I can sort of afford Empoleon to take that damage. He does a lot more damage than I expected, and it turns out that he is Life Orb. And yeah, that does a lot of damage. 42% almost. So I'm just sort of calculating, just making sure it's not modest. And yeah, I think it did turn out to be plus speed nature, but either way, my Boulder outspeeds it no matter what. Here, I decided to go for a bit of a risky play. Because I know he's Life Orb and I want to get as much chip on this as possible for like Vacuum Wave and Bullet Punch to sort of clean it up, I think I decided to go for another Roost. Because yeah, I do risk the 20% flinch chance, which is quite risky. But just getting a bit more chip on him, which I don't get punished, I don't get flinch, which is very nice. And this is when I go, alright, I don't want to keep doing that because, yeah, I'm getting 10% chip, but I'm also risking my entire Empoleon. I go for the Vacuum Wave, get a nice 36%. He Dark Pulses again, and it does about 40. And at this point, it's a bit of an awkward turn, because if I go for Roost, Dark Pulse will kill me. But if he attacks me, Vacuum Wave could kill him. So this is a bit of an awkward turn. I decided to sort of risk going into Scizor, I believe. Mainly because my Scizor, although it's max health, max defense almost, it does have an AV on, so it can eat special hits. And I could basically tank hit from this. Oh, no, never mind. I decided to go Vacuum. I decided to Vacuum Wave last minute. He makes a great play and goes into Toedscruel there. Takes, what, 10%? And as soon as Toedscruel comes out, I go, alright, I have a mon that's resistant and immune to both your stabs and can't be spored. So I go hard Latias on Toedscruel all the time. So, yeah, I go into Latias here. I'm probably talking about some random bullshit as I switch. And he makes a really good double here, really aggressive and good double here to go back into Gren. And it pays off, because now I'm just sort of in a bit of an awkward position, because again, don't want my Latias to die. It's quite good into Tusk still, can live a Tusk hit, walls Toedscruel, can break through Cloaking, can break through Corp. Like, Latias can beat every other mon on this team, depending on their sets anyway. So at this point, yeah, I was getting ahead of myself. At this point, I sort of decided to go into Scizor, because with my AV, I know I can, it'll be a 3-hit KO on me. Another thing I didn't notice, or really point out in my live comp when I was doing this, was he's not changing types. So it's actually Battle Bond Gren, which I did not prep against at all. To be honest, I just completely forgot about Battle Bond. I was very much tunnel visioned on just Protean and the type changing, get stab on everything. So yeah, I go into my Scizor and I go for a U-turn again. Again, he goes into the Corviknight, gets some Rocky Helmet chips, very nice play. And at this point, I don't remember what I went exactly. I think I went into Latias, I believe. Come on, click that button. I know you think about that. Yeah. So I went into Latias here, and I think I T-bolted in this point, so I sort of predicted the Corviknight to stay in. So I'm thinking about that Draco. But yeah, I think I decided to T-bot here. In hindsight, I don't really know why I would T-bot when he has 2 ground types left. But I thought Toedscruel can't hurt me. I don't think he wants to go hard into his Great Tusk. So maybe T-bot isn't too bad of a play, because again, yeah, Toedscruel can't touch me, and I don't think he wants to risk Tusk like he did Bax. He goes for U-turn and ends up outspeeding me because of the Paro, which kind of sucks. Because obviously I got a T-bolt there that would have done like a nice 50% with how defensive, like how physical defensive he is. Yeah, I get a T-bolt on Cloaking though. Oh no, sorry. I get paralyzed this turn, so I miss out on a little bit of chip. Bit annoying, but not the end of the world. I go for a Mist Ball here and get a bit of chip on the Corv. That's also a nice 27% to the Corv, even as a resist, which is not bad at all. He ends up going to his Tusk here as I Draco and get some beautiful chip on it. But I also noticed that was very little damage for a Draco on a Tusk. So immediately I'm going to calc this, and I realised that this Tusk is almost max health, max special defense AV. So this Tusk is not offensive in the slightest. This is almost max AV with how little that took from my offensive Soldu Latias. Another great thing about that is I'm going, okay, this mon never beats Rhyperior, because if it's AV, it's going to be like dual stab, knock, maybe spin type of thing, or ice spinner. But it's going to do very little damage. It ends up knockoffing on my Latias, and Latias goes down. I'm not sure who I went into next off the top of my head, to be honest. I think I went into... I go into Boulder here, as weird of a play that is. Well, as weird as it might seem, but obviously I'm the defensive weakness policy set. Yeah, I think right now, because I knew he was max health, max speed F, I'm sort of calculating how much this will do to Boulder to see if Boulder can set up safely. Because my Boulder can't set up on like a headlong rush from an offensive Tusk. Well, if it's just like a knockoff or just like a defensive Tusk Earthquake, then yeah, I eat it 100%. So I decided to go into my boulder here, and I go for the Iron Defense to just guarantee live like a Earthquake. So we Iron Defense up, he gets a big Earthquake, gets 58% on us, and now we're super boosted, and because I know this is max special defense, I know Zen 100% kills at this range. At this point in the game, I'm sort of thinking, is the game almost over? Because +2 Boulder, well, not almost over, but I'm thinking Boulder looks very good here because it's outspeeds Gren, which I know is Life Form, so it's not Scarf. I have Earthquake for Glow King. +2 Mighty Cleave is going to do a lot to Corv, and Corv can't really hurt me much because I have the +2 defense boost. And then Mighty Cleave or Earthquake, it'd come down to a Terror read on the total, but at this point I'm thinking Boulder has potential to sweep here. Unless he has some sort of like weird tech here, I'm thinking Boulder could just get an insane sweep with this cool weakness policy set. Right now, I'm pretty sure I'm just going, I'm praying I don't miss Zen Headbutt. Right now, I'm just going, please, please don't miss Zen. I wish I was Psycho Cut right now. I think I'm just wanting to be Psycho Cut so bad. I think here I'm just double checking, right, Zen does kill, right? I think I count that Zen into Mighty Cleave will kill Corviknight as well. So at this point, he was put in a really awkward situation. So obviously, it could go hard Gren, but then obviously, if I click any other move other than Zen, Gren just drops. And he kind of needs Greninja. So this turn playing it felt like a lifetime, and watching it back, how long is this turn, man? Am I really going to have to skip? 30 seconds. Alright, that was 30 seconds. Oh, too far, too far. Sorry for the spoilers. Regret doing that. So yeah, damn, this was a long intense turn. So, I go for the Zen here. Anytime now, Boulder. Anytime now. And he goes into Corv. Yeah, Zen does a nice 23 to Corv. At this point, I'm going, okay, Mighty Cleave. Mighty Cleave kills this, and if he goes back into Tusk, Tusk will get Zen'd. And it's sort of in like the same scenario. So, Mighty Cleave, yeah, I'll take some Rocky Helmet, but I'll get the kill here. And if Corviknight goes down, that makes like Earthquake really spammable with Rhyperior now, which is nice. Again, he gets a bit of Rock Helmet chip on me, which is a bit annoying, but not the end of the world. I'm still in a really good position here to just sweep. Right, this is a bit of a weird turn. So he goes Gren here, and in the live commentary, I'm going... I think my exact words were, he could be Water Shuriken, which is obviously priority. I'm saying, he could be Water Shuriken. If he is Water Shuriken, do I still have enough pieces to win the game? I think I do. If he isn't Water Shuriken, I think at this point I just win the whole game. If he's Water Shuriken, I think I can still win. If he isn't, I win the whole game right now. I think it's worth me staying... I would rather risk this one Mon to risk winning the whole game than switch out, and if he isn't Water Shuriken, then I've just wasted this Mon and sacked another Mon. Was my mindset. And I remember I said exactly, I make this play every day of the week. Even if he's Water Shuriken, I make this play. So yeah, this was a very, very tense turn. And he used Water Shuriken. I was like, I stuck by my play. I'd make that play every day of the week. Because at this point, I still think I have enough pieces to sort of win. Because, you know, Bullet Punch and Vacuum Wave can kill this Gren with how low it is. And Rhyperior will just beat Tusk 1v1. Scares Glow King out of Earthquake. And I still have Terrapagoat in the back. And Terrapagoat will just do what Terrapagoat does, if need be. So at this point, I'm just deciding if I should go Scizor or Empoleon. I decided to go Empoleon. I sort of predict that he's going to go into Toedscruel or Glowking here, like he did last time with Vacuum Wave. But I don't want to risk it. It's not worth the risk. And also, if he goes Glowking, I'm thinking I can just Roost on it, which is what I end up doing. So I Roost on the Glowking as he chilies out into the Toedscruel, I believe. Toedscruel or Tusk? Which does he go? I think it's the Toedscruel. Yeah, he goes into the Toedscruel here. And at this point, I'm just saying, alright, get rid of all these Discord notifications. Damn. Yeah, so at this point, it's a bit awkward because I don't have that safe Spore switching. But I also know if he does Spore me, it'll have negative priority because of his ability. So I think I decide to... I think the best play is like Flip Turn. So yeah, he Terra Waters here, which I did not expect. I thought we would be Terra Steel for the Terrapagos Resist. So at this point I'm thinking Terrapagos Sweep looks kind of nuts here. Because, yeah, he has no normal resist now. His Corv's dead. And then a lot of other mons are weakened. Terrapagos looks insane here. Right now, if I'm calculating based on that Flip Turn damage and Earth Power, like how offensive it is, I think it was like pretty much max defensive, if I remember correctly. I think it was like very much like health and defense. It wasn't very specially defensive, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I think based off that Flip Turn damage, it was very Fizz Death. I think at this point, I'm checking if my Scizor lives an Earth Power. So I think I just want to go into Scizor and just get like a strong hit on it, whether it's like a U-turn or a dual wing beat. I end up going for the dual wing beat just because it's higher base power than the Toedscruel. But I'm also thinking, if he wants to go Great Tusk on Scizor to sort of just eat like a U-turn or a Bullet Punch or whatever. Well, I wouldn't Bullet Punch here on a Water type, but if he goes Tusk to just sort of absorb a U-turn, dual wing beat would catch that out really well, and it also covers the Toedscruel. So I actually look like a god here, and I get the dual wing beat on the Tusk. And here I'm like popping off like, this is huge, Tusk is almost dead. So I think right now I'm just checking, does Tusk die to Bullet Punch? And I think it does. Yeah, I think I calc that it does, but Yento having to go to Glowking. So this is really awkward. So he's had to he's just took a ton of damage on Great Tusk for nothing, and then he took a bit of chip on Glowking, but obviously it's just going to regen out. I think right now I'm just sort of calcing my Empoleon for Glowking. So I think I just always go Empoleon Glowking here because I can just U-turn into it, get some nice chip. Or do I decide to go into Rhyperior here? Because I think I go Rhyperior maybe, predicting a T-Wave. Because I want to keep Empoleon or Scizor alive for to stop the Gren. Just because, obviously, nice bit of priority will just finish it off because it's 16%. But at this point, I'm thinking this is looking very good. Great Tusk and Gren are at like 10 and 16%. And then Slowking and Toedscruel are like his only mons left that are very much more defensive. Yeah, I go into Rhyperior here, predicting a T-Wave. And he goes for a Flamethrower. Because I thought he might have Flamethrower for Scizor. But at this point, I'm thinking, oh, nice Flamethrower. You know, did nothing to Rhyperior, even though I'm not specially defensive at all. Here, I just go for an Earthquake because it hits everything. And he gets some nice damage on him, reveals his Shucker Berry, and he chilies out into the Water Toedscruel. I think at this point, I'm going, right, one of my Pokemon has to get spored. I think Rhyperior is the best one to get spored because even if Rhyperior is asleep, I think it can still be like Glowking or Great Tusk because it's that bulky. So we know the Glowking's like T-Wave, Flamethrower. If it's Sludge Bomb, it could be Rhyperior if Rhyperior's asleep. But if I have enough turns, I just wake up and Earthquake it. And then Great Tusk, even have him asleep, because it's especially defensive and no attack, it can never beat my Rhyperior, like, at all. So I decided to just Terra Fairy and just get some good damage on the Toedscruel. He does end up sporing me, which is fine. because now I can just safely switch into something else if need be, without having to risk get spored. I mean, at this point, I think my reasoning was I want Rhyperior spored because it can beat Great Tusk, even slept, and I really don't want my Terrapagos to get spored. Here, I'm sort of thinking I want to go into like Terrapagos or Scizor. I believe I go Scizor. I eat the Earth Power, which is really good, and then this is a bit awkward of like, do I U-turn or Bullet Punch? I end up Bullet Punching, expecting him to go for damage, and that lets me get my Terrapagos in for completely free. At this point, he can't Spore me, and he does barely any damage to me, so I go for a nice little Rapid Spin. He goes for a Toxic. That's a really good bring on his part. So the whole reason I let myself get spored there, yeah, the whole reason I let Rhyperior go to sleep was to stop him sleeping my Terrapagos, so Toxic was a really good bring on him. But at this point, I can't mind. He Leaf Storms. I get a very lucky miss on the Leaf Storm. Leaf Storm would have done a good bit of damage, but I don't think it would have mattered in the overall arc. Just because I had a Calm Mind up, so it wouldn't have done that much. It would have done about, if I had to guess, maybe like 20%, something like that. But I end up Starstorming that and just killing Toedscruel. At this point, Terrapago is doing what Terrapago does best. I go for a Starstorm on the Glowking. Because, again, Starstorm is so spammable. But yeah, Toxic was a really good bring on his Toedscruel here. So he's just sort of, and I think off the top of my head, I think he switches her. I think he switches and sacks the Tusk guy. Yeah, he either sacks Tusk or Gren, I think, just so he gets that regenerate. He can sort of Toxic Storm my Terrapagos. Yeah, he sacks the Gren just because that had died to Life Orb anyway, and obviously gets a bit more Toxic damage on me. And then Glowking comes in. I don't think I kill this at +1, but I'm going to get a lot of damage on it with a +1 modest Starstorm. So I think at this point I'm just calculating how much this is going to do to Glowking. And I'm realising it doesn't kill, but it's going to do a lot, so this is always the correct play here. So much calcing just to click Starstorm. I know. Come on, click the Starstorm button. There you are. Nice 72% on the Glowking. Wow. And he reveals his last minute to be Foul Play. That's an interesting bring. I'm not sure what that would be. I'm guessing that's for like Boulder. Because I think if I Sword Stanced in front of Glowking and he Foul Played, that would have been insane. So I can see that as like a cool bring. Then at this point, I just outspeed and Flash Cannon and Slowking. He goes Great Tusk on me, and at this point I'm just thinking, like, Great Tusk outspeeds and kills Empoleon. I don't want to give his Great Tusk a free hit on Rhyperior, because I am asleep, so I'm going to have to maybe eat like 2 more hits. So I think at this point I just flip turn, or actually, does Vacuum Wave kill Great Tusk here? No, it doesn't. So I go for the Vacuum Wave. I don't get the, I don't know if that would have been a roll, but oh yeah, because it's max health, max speed FAV, it does nothing. But yeah, because he's like 0 attack, at this point the game's over. I take 20. Never seen an Earthquake off a Great Tusk bounce off so easily. But yeah, Rhyperior eats, and I knew even when asleep, Rhyperior would just destroy Tusk. So that's the end of the main season, guys. We end up going 6-2 for the main season, and we have somehow ended up as the top seed going into playoffs, which is insane, as well as Terrapagos being like the #1 MVP across the whole season, which I'm very pleased about. You know, my first draft, I'm very pleased to have finished the main season, to make it to playoffs, and especially as like the top seed with the top MVP is very cool. But yeah, for next week, we should be fighting Jason Gallade, which is like the bulky Golden Go team that beat us before. However, he isn't able to play, so he's sort of forfeited, which sucks, but happens. I guess we have to take those. So next week's will actually be the semi-finals against the Psy Spam team of Yoshi that we've beaten before. So it's the Psy Spam team that had, you know, Darkrai Sneasler and all the Psychic ones, Iron Crown, Indeedee, that sort of thing. So, yeah, we'll have to see how that goes next week. But, yeah, overall, very happy with the main season. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. All right, peace.